Alrighty, it's time for an experiment. We have some beans that was I forgot about actually. They're from October of 2020. They're bird egg beans. We saved these for seeds for dried beans. We didn't grow them. We forgot about them. We want to grow them for the 2022 season. I want to make sure they're still good. If they're not, I'll have to buy seeds. So I'm going to plant 12 of them in these. I'm going to plant 12 of these in that pot and see if they germinate. If they germinate, how many germinate, how long it took them to germinate. So that way I know if the seeds are any good or if I need to buy new seeds. So they look pretty bad actually. I'm figuring I'll have to buy new seeds, but you never know. They might still be good. They might germinate. All of them might come up. I don't know, but we'll find out. So we'll show you how we do it. Okay, so I got the 12 pack ready to put them in. Pretty big 12 pack. They're pretty deep. But these are beans, so it'll take them a little while to come up through the ground anyway. So, and I'm only going to plant 12. Normally I would double plant these. If I was going to plant them for in the garden or to sell at the nursery or whatever, I'd put 2 seeds in each cell, but I'm not going to for this experiment. But when you plant a bean, you want to put it in about an inch deep. So we usually stuff it down into about almost to your first knuckle, or to your second knuckle. Just stuff it down in. And I'll go through and put them all in, then I'll push them down in afterwards. Then I'll just push them in. Normally, if I was going to do peas or beans or whatever for the garden, like I said, I would double seed them. But I'd plan the exact same way. I just put 2 seeds in each cell. A lot of times I'll use 2 seeds per cell, depending on what it is. And as before, like the one video I showed you on how to start seeds, vermiculite is the key. Just put a little vermiculite over top. I'm out in the greenhouse right now, so these are actually going to go in the house. We don't have no heat on out here. I got the water turned off, so I'll water them when I get in. And I'll just keep them in a tray so the water don't run through in the house. Pack it in just a little bit. Then I'll go in the house, I'll water those in, and that vermiculite actually keeps it from drying out. It will actually keep the seeds moist, keeps them drying out. So, yeah, so this will be it for probably a week or so. Whenever I see something sprout or don't see something sprout, I'll bring you back along. So. All right, on the 14th, you saw me plant these beans in this 12-pack tray. One of them's germinated already. Today's the 19th, so that's 5 days. 5 days. Of course, they're in the house. And we have a top we put on it. So, yeah, it's pretty impressive. We put the top on it, and it's on top of the pellet stove in our kitchen. So yeah, it stays warm. So. That's pretty impressive still nonetheless in 5 days on bean seeds that I thought was no good. I got one come up, so hopefully by the end of this week, hopefully by Thanksgiving, 25th or so, they'll all be up. That should be pretty good. That's a week and a half, so that's 10-day germination-ish, 10-ish days. It would be great if I get even 80% of them to germinate in 10 days. I'd be happy with that. So I'm happy already, but I figure I'll have more than that. So that's pretty good. So I'll come back to this whenever it's ready to be. Alrighty, it's time to reveal the bean germinating. They were planted on November 14th. Today is the 24th, so it's been 10 days, and at this point in time for beans, 10 days is more than enough time, especially if they were in the house on the pellet stove, so they was getting plenty of warmth. So there's no reason they shouldn't have germinated to their optimum germination rate. So actually, that being said, we still only have one that popped through, and yes, it's pretty sickly looking, but I wasn't growing it to grow it. I was growing it to see how many beans would actually germinate. So we have one that popped through. I'm going to take them apart one by one, the cells, and see how many actually did come up. But not necessarily disappointed in the beans. I'm kind of disappointed in myself, because these beans, I bought these beans at the farmer's market in 2019. They were in a bag, and I assumed they were dried, and they weren't fully dry. I bought them to eat, actually, but I assumed they were dry, but they weren't fully dry, so they shouldn't have been in the bag that the farmer had them put in. So they got a little bit of moldy, and I thought, well, they might still be good for seed. I wouldn't eat them, but you never know. So, and then last spring, this 2021 spring, which is this year, I forgot about them. So I thought, well, I wanted to put dry beans out for this coming year, which you all see that in the garden plan. I almost have it done, and I'll order the seeds, but that's a video down the road, and probably another week or two you'll see that one. But you will see the garden plan and ours. You won't necessarily see our seed order, but you'll know what we're ordering as far as that goes, if you're interested in that and want to see the videos. But anyway, I wanted to grow beans and thought, well, we have these, I might as well see how good they are. So I planted them just like I would plant them any other time, and one of them came out of the ground. That doesn't mean that's the only one that germinated. There may be some down inside that's germinated. They may have germinated just because they're not sticking up out, don't mean nothing. But that there is green like that, long and nasty looking, mainly because I didn't have a light on them. But I didn't care about growing them. I was just going to throw them out anyway. So let's dig into them and see what we end up with. All right, so we got one. We already know that was germinated. Let's pull it up out. It actually germinated pretty well too. Just pulling it out like that, I wasn't really worried about the roots, because like I said, I wasn't saving it. But it has pretty decent roots on it. There's more down in there. So we got one. Let's dump them out. Let's dump one at a time, if I can, without making a mess. Like I said, just dig them out. There's that seed. That seed there, actually that seed there was just getting ready to start. That seed there, if it focuses, you can see it busted open. It was getting ready to actually start germinating, start popping out. That's two. That one there, I'm going to assume it was going to open up, but I'm not positive on that. It didn't split yet, but it looks like it's getting ready to. That one there is nothing. Yeah, there's nothing. Check this one. That one there is nothing. Nothing on that one either. That's 3 out of 6. So we're right there with 50%. Nothing. Nothing on that one either. That one there germinated, it just didn't come up out yet. So that's 4. That there was nasty looking. It was like moldy. Nothing on that one. And that one there was going to start. So that's 5. We got 5 out of 12. So at 5 out of 12 in 10 days, we had a 41% germination. I don't know about you, but 41% of germination to me is not worth worrying about. So those bean seeds will end up going to the they'll just be put in a bucket. I'll put them in a bucket, and whenever I get a spot that I need maybe some cover crop or something, I'll just throw them out like I did down below last summer when I had all them wildflowers and whatnot growing. I'll probably end up, them beans will probably end up in a bucket like that, and I'll just make seed bombs out of them or whatever, and they'll end up getting planted wherever they get planted at. But so that's a good thing to do, is check your germination on your seeds once in a while. Just because you never know what you may end up with, and it's better to check them now when it's dormant season before you order your seeds, to make sure what you got is good for the spring when you need them. Right now you don't need them, or at least not where I live. You don't need to plant beans or peas or anything else. So yeah, so that's a good thing to do, is to check them if you're not sure. I have seeds in there that I have. It's probably 1.5 years, 2 years old already, and I'm not worried about them. I know they'll still germinate. For the simple fact that they were seeds that I either saved myself or I bought seeds from, like Johnny's or wherever. So I know them seeds will be good. These beans that was grown by a local farmer that I bought, I wasn't sure about them even being able to produce anything at all, but I was kind of happy that this one did. It actually made me feel good. I thought, because it germinated pretty easy early, as you already seen in the video. So just check your seeds if you're unsure. It doesn't take much to put 12 seeds in a pot, right? It's only 12 seeds. You could have done less, but I wanted to get a pretty decent scope of it to see where we was. And it was, like I say, it was 41% germination rate's what I ended up with. So which is more than I thought when I first come out to the greenhouse here to check them, but it's less than I was hoping. So either way, that is what it is at this point in time. So I'll just have to buy some dry bean seeds. No big deal. I'll probably get kidney beans. These were bird egg beans. I'll probably do kidney beans. I may get, probably kidney beans. Probably that's what I would prefer to eat. So till next time, take care and God bless.